ang galing nila sa larangan ng
It is another beautiful day for Philippine basketball, folks, as we continue with your coverage of Junior MPBL. Ito po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. And as we come to you live from the University of Perpetual Health, we now bring you the next set of triple header para sa ating liga, and it features Mandaluyong versus Antipolo, beginning with the 18 under division. Following that will be the 16 under, and then matatapos ang araw natin with our 14 under division. We thank you for joining us, folks. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Javi Palanya, and let me welcome my brother Javi on the coverage. Javi, kamusta naman dahil nasa junior MPBL na tayo?
Well, you know, it seems surreal watching these kids play at this kind of level with this kind of exposure. Very excited actually when we were watching just before our coverage, no. Natutuwa ako na napapanood kay mga bata. Ang gagaling na. You know, the skill level is just really amazing already at this day and age.
Meron ka bang initial impression in terms of the biggest difference that you have noticed so far covering the kids?
It's really the skill set makes it's very different compared to our time before, no. Yung skill set talaga ng mga bata ibang klase na. It's because of the yung exposure talaga ng mga bata sa mga different skills coaches here during this time. Kaya talaga makikita mo ibang-iba na talaga, angat na talaga ang laro ng mga bata ngayon.
Ngayon pag-usapan natin ang ating dalawang teams, no, beginning with Mandaluyong. Now, this is gonna be very, very important because they're playing their first game of the season. We have to break down a lot of things. Of course, a lot of those will happen during our gameplay. Pero ngayon, unahin nating sabihin that they're under Coach Mark Herrera, but Sir Mark will be handling all three teams. They actually have a different head coach in Coach J. Cruz, and they are, of course, coming from the AMA program. At nakikita natin yung AMA team na yan sa PBA D-League. Meron ka bang initial impression from AMA?
Well, you know, Coach Mark Herrera has been around this level for so long. He has been a staple coaching kids at this age. No, multi-time champion coach sa Batang PBA, also has won a lot of championships coaching AMA, and he has coached a lot of programs, no, especially at this level. So expect mo talaga na yung tutelage niya sa mga bata, yung mga experiences na pinagdaanan niya before as a coach, marami talaga siya may bibigay dito sa mga bata dito sa Mandaluyong.
Well, Javi, I give you a fun fact about this team. Itong under-18 team ng Mandaluyong, they actually lost by only 1 point to the PBA D-League team of AMA. Imagine that.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That's crazy.
So we only have high expectations for this under-18 team of Mandaluyong. Kabila naman tayo para sa Team Antipolo. Now, we did see Marikina win earlier today. Magkaibang lugar po yan, magkaibang team din dito sa ating junior MPBL, no? And Antipolo will be under Coach B-Boy Simon. And the story about this team is that they held tryouts 3 weeks ago, and it was a 3-week-long tryout. Why was that? Because more than 1,000 kids came into their tryout. Imagine that.
That's amazing, no? That's just how you can see the love of the sport ng mga batang taga Antipolo. Nakita mo na 1,000, and that's just from Antipolo. Imagine mo naman the number of kids trying out for all these teams. Ilan yun? Kung 1,000 pa lang nasa Antipolo pa lang, ilan na if you accumulate all of those kids trying out for these teams here in the Junior MPBL.
Well, that's why they took 3 weeks in order to finish this team and have an official roster dito sa ating Junior MPBL. And we also have our third member of our broadcast team, that is Mikey Abweg. Siya ang ating courtside reporter for this afternoon. She has a report for us right now. Mikey, what's going on at the sidelines?
Para nga sa ating fifth match at hand, 2 veteran coaches ang maghaharap, kung saan para sa Mandaluyong Microsmith, they are going to be led by Coach J. Cruz, who has been handling different club teams. And meanwhile, para naman sa Antipolo NYBL, they are going to be headed by a former PBA player, the assassin, Coach B-Boy Season. Kaya tingnan natin, kaninong winning mentality kaya ang aangat. But before all that, we would like to thank Atlantis 88, Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Inaugural Season 18 under. And now, hindi ko na nga papatagalin pa as I turn you over to our game announcer. Thank you po.
His small forward, number 13, Roberto Mendorosa. At center, number 30, Earl Añunuevo. He's playing point guard, number 72, Russell Bayani. And shooting guard, number 20, Carlos Cantorna. Head coach, Coach Jay Cruz. And now introducing the Antipolo NYBL 18 starting five. His shooting guard, number 16, Jan Shi. His center, number 24, Ken Albaran. Playing point guard, number 8, Sean Redondo. His shooting guard, number 20, Urban Monte. And playing point guard, number 6, Sean Gabriel. Head coach, Coach B-Boy Simon. And the referee for the game today, Coach Referee John Paul Abobo, Coach Referee Bon Pascual, and Referee Richard Carpio.
Alright, so we begin our matchup between Mandaluyong and Antipolo. Under 18 division tayo para sa ating junior MPBL. Antipolo will get first possession here. Again, this is a team that was only recently formed, so chemistry might be a big issue for the blue shirts. Isang linggo pa lang sila magkakasama na official lineup na, no, yung nakikita sa kanilang training sessions.
Actually, first possession pa lamang nila, makikita mo na agad na wala pa sa kanila yung sense of team spirit. Medyo kanya-kanya pa. It was a quick attack to the basket. Didn't really look for the best option. But here they get a chance at another possession after a turnover by Mandaluyong.
And as expected, Javi, it's a full court press by Mandaluyong. Easily broken up by Antipolo.
Well, you know, at this level, you could really expect all of the teams, if not majority of the teams, to implement full court pressure from the opening tip until the final buzzer. It's because they're trying to make use of the energy of these kids to be able to get easy baskets on the other side at para matambakan nila agad yung kanilang mga kalaban.
Gian Golyoso. Sorry, let me check that. It's Cian Golyoso. That's his proper name. He scored the first 2 points in this ball game for Mandaluyong. He's only 18 years old and he's been with AMA for 2 years already. Actually, maganda nga yung discovery story niya, no, as you get to see a free throw here for Antipolo. If I may go back to Mr. Golyoso, he played in the palarong pambansa kung saan dun siya na-discover ni Coach Mark Herrera ng AMA and eventually na-recruit na siya.
That's actually a stage wherein a lot of kids at this level are able to be discovered by a lot of the big coaches, a lot of the big programs, a lot of the great high school programs from the UAP and the NCAA, and eventually doon talaga sila sumisikat. You could hear a lot of those success stories from the famous players right now in the professional level. That's a hard foul.
Again, did you expect anything less from these kids? They're really looking to prove themselves in Philippine basketball as you get to see that foul. That's off of a steal.
That's correct. Off of the press. And here, you know, these kids, as we try to head into this timeout, so more on that later on.
So we go back to the line for Mandaluyong. It is Roberto Monterroso shooting the free throws after being fouled hard by Antipolo off of his steal. The score reads 5-2 early in this ball game. Navi, weren't you supposed to bring up something before the break? You still remember it?
Yeah, you know, these teams, you can really expect go hard because first time in maybe a long while actually that these kids actually have this kind of exposure to play in front of national television.
Right.
So talaga makikita mo, aside from the youthful exuberance that they have, yung gigil talaga ibang klase, parang doble pa para sa mga batang to.
And it seems like Roberto Monterroso is not phased at all because he just scored off of a layup once more. He's looking very confident here in Perpetual.
It looks like he's the one right now anchoring the offense of Mandaluyong so far here in this game. They're up by 5.
It's 7-2 with under 8 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. And just so everybody knows, running time po tayo for the first 8 minutes of the first to the third frames. Stop time tayo in the last 2 minutes of the first, second, third, and third quarters. At syempre, stop time buong fourth quarter.
At may isa rin tayong interesting rule here that we don't really use sa FIBA rulebook. Pag tinawagan ka ng unsportsmanlike foul dito, you have to sit 3 minutes. So we're trying to adapt something dun sa professional level. Maybe it's because iniiwasan rin yung mga kids from namasanay to commit such fouls in the game.
Wasn't it implemented before in the pro level?
It was. Pero kasi ngayon, dito sa like sa seniors division natin sa MPBL, no, pag tinawagan ka ng unsportsmanlike foul, you don't have to sit 3 minutes.
Oo. Nagbago na ulit. There's a foul here. Mandaluyong is really looking good at the start of this ball game as we take a look at this replay.
And here you see scramble for the ball. It was recovered at may turnover para dito sa Mandaluyong.
So Antipolo will try to break the press of Mandaluyong again. Henrich Shi, they go to Felix, and now it's Reyes, bounce pass. It was a bit too low for their big guy. Ball recovered by Antipolo, still no basket, and now there's a foul.
Now this first quarter will definitely make or break Antipolo here in this game. They're going up against a team that's very well coached, a team that has surely been well developed through time compared to this Antipolo squad na 3 weeks pa lang magkakasama.
Baseline inbound tayo para sa Antipolo. But there seems to be a lull here. The referees are clearing something up with our staff at the sideline. Is it going to be 2 free throws? Nope. Wonder what that was about. So we go back with the baseline inbound. Turnover though. Takbo tayo sa kabila. Forward pass. This time it's a sorry miss for Monterroso. And Antipolo will run. Reyes onto their big man running the floor. Another sorry miss for Antipolo. Battle for the loose ball. It ends up with Golioso. Sian. It's a charge on him.
That's a good call. Great defense by Antipolo that forced Golioso to try and wave off his defender as he went up for that layup. You could see that left hand trying to ward off that Antipolo player in front of him.
That's one thing that we have seen in these basketball games at Junior MPBL. Though. The contests have been very high at talagang sinusubukan nilang kumuha ng chase down.
Oo, yun ang nga sinasabi nating youthful exuberance dito ng mga bata. No? It's really the inexperience and the immaturity coming into play, but also wanting to prove themselves in every play, whether it be defense or on offense. As you see here, a basket and one para dito sa Antipolo. Good reverse, nice find inside. Finally, another bucket para dito sa Antipolo.
So that's the second basket in this game for Antipolo, and it's courtesy of Enrico Valdez. That's actually one thing that they had to make sure when forming their lineup. Kailangan may height yung mga players nila. Dahil hindi nga naman biro yung competition dito sa Junior MPBL. As we get to see a steal for Reyes and a basket as well.
Looks like they're starting to pick up their bearings after the first few minutes where nagkakaamuyan pa itong Antipolo squad. Right now, they're dominating the glass. That height is really being put to good use here. And they've already tied this game at 9 apiece.
It seems that almost all, if not all of our baskets have been points off of turnovers, no?
That's correct. Here you see a steal. And the finish, despite the defense of Monterroso, Reyes able to score off of the steal, picked up the pass.
You have a timeout. 9-all is the score. We are back inside the University of Perpetual Health Gym in Las Piñas for your action between Mandaluyong and Antipolo. The full court press continues for both squads. That is 9-all our score, and there's a foul.
Ang maganda dito sa level na to, no? Because both teams, all of the teams are usually using pressure defense from full court up until their front court. Makikita mo yung matinding chess match from the coaches, no? How are they going to match up? How are they going to break the pressure defense of each squad that they're going to go up against?
Do you think rotation will also be a big matter here for these coaches?
Oh, definitely. You have to be able to see how far your players can go if they're very well conditioned. Kung kaya ba ng mga resistensya nila to be able to sustain this kind of play throughout the game. Because, of course, as a coach, you want to be able to have this level up throughout the 40 minutes of this game.
Imagine the amount of effort being exerted sa backcourt pa lang as you get to see a tough layup there by Palad. And there's a foul on the offensive rebound and putback.
I can't imagine that we used to play like this before. Pero syempre, iba na talaga. Just like we talked about at the top of our coverage, you saw that, the hang time that Palad exerted on that attempt.
You have a sub here. It's Rain Bayaka checking in for Antipolo. Ang kanyang pinalitan ay si Ken Alvaran, the team captain of the Blue Shirts. First free throw is a miss for Von Awa. Tignan natin kung maawa yung ring sa kanyang second try. Wala. Rebound here for Antipolo. Scramble for the loose ball. It ends up with Mandaluyong. Back up. Almost a steal. It is completed by Felix, who goes all the way for two.
The height and the effort defensively for Antipolo has definitely neutralized what was supposed to be an advantage para dito sa Mandaluyong. Their chemistry and their togetherness for a long time. Ngayon, nagagawa ng paraan ng Antipolo by really pressuring the basketball and forcing Mandaluyong into tough shots. But there, you saw a conversion by the Mandaluyong squad.
That was still a tough shot though.
As Rosfer Palad getting the basket and one.
He seems to really like to hang in the air, no? Mahilig bumali. Itong si Rosfer Palad. 11-all our score. Good start for this afternoon. 3-point play completed by Mr. Palad. Press broken up. Here comes Antipolo on the run. No basket. Ball tapped away in favor of Antipolo.
Now, dyan mo makikita yung lack of experience sa mga bata. After that press break, saw that there was only one guy in front of him, so he tried to go for the basket. Didn't see his teammate on his left for the pass.
Pass break opportunity here. It's stolen back by Antipolo, and this will be an easy two for the Blue Shirts. And as you get to see that basket, let's turn you over to our courtside reporter, Mikey Abueg.
Migs and Javi, para nga sa Antipolo NYBL, naikwento nga nila sa akin na tatlo sa kanilang mga key players from Nueva Ecija ay hindi makakapaglaro today because it is their graduation ceremony. But nothing to worry dahil naisagawa naman daw ni Coach B-Boy ang necessary adjustments. Kaya let's see if this will translate today as we head back to the ball game.
I think we're gonna have to get used to these types of reports. In the seniors division, merong mga hindi nakakalaro dahil inaalagaan yung mga anak. Pero dito, gumagraduate ng mga manlalaro natin. Congratulations to those 3 Novo Ecijanos. And I'm sure they're also finding inspiration from their kuyas in the seniors division.
Definitely so. Number 2 so far in the Northern Division. Still one of the titans in the league, the defending champions of our seniors division. They'll be facing the Bacoor City Strikers on Monday at Palayan City.
All right, now we hope that they're enjoying their time, graduating. And so because this is under 18, no, senior high school,
Oo,
ang mga
tama.
manlalaro natin.
Eh, nung panahon kasi natin, wala pang senior high school eh.
Nung 18 years old ka, nasan ka na? Nasa UP ka na, no?
Yes, that's correct. First year college.
So these virtually, some people might imagine them as college students already. Dahil senior high
Kasi
sila.
there's an extra year that you're taking in high school.
Di
Am
ba
I correct?
Di ba extra 2?
Extra 2 years
Alam
ba?
mo, marami. Luging-lugi yung mga magulang eh.
Okay, so maybe yeah, it's an extra 2 years. So kaya makikita mo talaga yung mga bata dito, akala mo mamang-mama na eh.
Reyes sidestep. What a move!
That's not a move I usually see at this level. That's why we have to reiterate and refocus how well these kids are trained skill-wise. Their bag is so much deeper now. Dati, pag may tao sa harapan nila, you know, you go for a spin. The sidestep really wasn't much of an available move back then. As you could see here, great shuffle step to elude his defender.
That was very quick. Hindi naman travel yun.
Hindi naman.
So that's 2 points for Sean Reyes, who had high regard from their head coach, B-Boy Simon. And we get to see an air ball here. Mukhang napuwing ba itong si Fernandez? Because his right eye is closed. Wonder what happened there. Might have gotten hit hard as well. But he makes the second free throw. Now he's going to be subbed out. Let's hope that he will be okay. There you see, nakasara yung kanyang kanang mata.
Well, we hope it's not going to translate into anything serious.
15 all. Inside, Antipolo could not score. Did you see the height advantage from Adolf Zeller? Well, his last name suits him because the Zeller brothers in the NBA are very tall as well.
At least 6'10", the Zeller brothers in the NBA. Kaya ito, ang Antipolo, whenever they break the press, advantage agad sila when they cross because there's nobody from Mandaluyong who can really match up with them in terms of height. So they're getting easy baskets, easy looks. That's why they're translating into easy points. So the goal for Mandaluyong is not really to get those steals and gamble, but just to delay the offense para lang hindi agad makatawid itong opensa ng Antipolo.
But for Antipolo, you think it's a matter of being able to dump that basketball down after breaking the press?
That's correct.
All right, now Reyes will shoot free throws. Sean Reyes. Dalawa sila ni Sean Redondo, who were the guard combination for Antipolo at the start of this ball game. I did ask Coach B-Boy Simon about the strengths of his team, and the first thing that he answered was the point guards. Mahusay talaga sila, magaling magbasa. They know how to decide whether or not they're going to shoot, they're going to pass that basketball, and of course, it's also a matter of execution for them.
Yeah, so far, they have been anchoring this offense very well, setting up the table and orchestrating against the full court press of Mandaluyong. They've been finding their bigs underneath for the easy baskets.
No good on the alley-oop there for Mandaluyong. Ball stolen back. Great effort by Benedict Gailos.
You can really see the difference in energy and effort here of these kids intercepting that outlet pass. Could have been an easy find on the other side para sa Antipolo, but Zeller getting that pass picked off.
So Gailos will proceed to the line for his bonus free throw. They're up by 1, 18-17, with a minute remaining in the opening frame. Here's the bonus for Mr. Gailos.
Kakapasok pa lamang, instant impact agad para kay Gailos.
Just misses the free throw. Ball rebounded by Antipolo, but stolen back by Mandaluyong. Now it's stolen back by Antipolo. Francia up top. They go right. The fake and the drive. Tough pass by Felix to their big man who misses. Takbo sa kabila. Gailos. Colioso. Nice feed. 2 more free throws.
That's great adjustment in midair para dito kay James Tabinas. This is already going to be their 10th and 11th attempts at the line. Saw that there was a defender going for the challenge. Used his body to lean in and tried to finish with the left hand to protect that basketball.
First free throw is good. That's a good sign to even out their free throw shooting at 50%. But as we know, that's still a low percentage. Sa seniors, ang standard mo, Javi, mataas eh.
Oo.
80%, di ba?
80%.
Ano standard mo para sa mga bata?
The same.
80 pa rin.
80 pa rin. I mean, it's not called free throws for nothing, right?
Nice move.
Especially at this level kasi for sure mas maraming fouls because you're playing a lot of pressure defense, so that is more prone to a lot of foul calls. Kaya minsan mas matagal yung mga games natin dito eh.
Well, it's no secret that free throw shooting is a part of the training sessions of these teams. Dati make 2 lang eh. Mabot nga sa point na nagiging 9-10 na yan. Make 9 out of 10 free throws. There's another foul here. Right on cue.
And after the layup, the free throw shot is the most efficient shot in basketball. So if you're able to make a lot of layups, a lot of free throws, convert most of your free throws, then you definitely are on pace to become a very great basketball player.
Another miss here. This time it's courtesy of James Tabinas. 5 out of 12 now for Mandaluyong.
I'm not going to be surprised if Mandaluyong will have a long practice session, especially hoisting up free throws in their next.
Second one was good, 20-19. 5 seconds to go here. Pull up 3-pointer for Antipolo. That's short. And so we conclude the first frame with only a 1-point separation in favor of Mandaluyong.
You know, despite the difficulties shooting from the line, this game is still very close. And Mandaluyong actually ends up on top by 1, 20-19.
Ipakita ang
Let's take a look at the highlights of the first quarter. Javi, what did you notice in the first 10 minutes of play?
As expected para dito sa Antipolo, we mentioned at the top of our coverage that this team was only formed 3 weeks ago after they had 1,000 players try out for their squad. Kaya makikita mo in the first couple of minutes, there were still some struggles getting to know each other, nagkakaamuyan on the court. But because their coach has been heaping high praises on their point guards, they have been anchoring the offense of Antipolo and have been effectively breaking the pressure defense of Mandaluyong in the backcourt to be able to get easy baskets and make this game a very close one. Mandaluyong could have been ahead by a lot more had they made more of their free throws.
Fast break opportunity here for Antipolo. That's an easy 2 for Mr. Marvin Felix.
I think this is the first taste of the lead in this game para dito sa Antipolo.
6 points now for Felix. That's a good sign for Antipolo. Julioso missing from 3. Good effort inside. A basket in favor of Earl Anunuevo.
Really very important for these kids to be able to practice finishing with both hands, to be able to be more versatile whenever they're on the court.
That's right. Is it just finishing with both hands? How about dribbling as well? How important is that at this age?
Siyempre, yun yung mga foundations. So you have to lay it down as early as you can, because the earliest that you can get these skills acquired dun sa bag mo, it makes it easier for you to develop and really move higher in terms of getting into the better teams.
Oh, tough layup. Beautiful move from Cian Gulioso.
Just made all those Antipolo players look like cones going to the basket and finishing with that dipsy-do.
There's a reason why Gulioso was recruited from the Palarong Pambansa onto the AMA school. Gulioso, one-hander. That was short. Antipolo trying to run here. There's a foul to stop the fast break.
Now, I don't want to create any tension on Coach Mark Herrera, but, you know, a lot of these players right now, especially ito si Cian Gulioso, na maganda ang pinapakita dito, you know, this could be an avenue for him, a platform for him to be noticed by different coaches from different colleges and universities. So this might be an opportunity for him to really show up, and so far he's been doing good.
Actually, it's a lot easier for coaches now to scout dahil nga on air na tayo no, para sa Junior MPBL. And having talked to some MPBL coaches themselves, kahit sila pinapanood na nila yung mga bata dito sa ating liga. So let's see how the careers of these guys will progress in Philippine basketball. Francia on the run. Nice foot speed.
We're certainly looking at the future of Philippine basketball right before our eyes dito sa Junior MPBL.
And because this is 18 under, ito na yung next man up.
Tama.
Yung mga 16-14, medyo antayin pa natin yan.
Ito baka next year may makita na tayo sa seniors.
Pwede. Dahil college na sila. I'm not even going to be surprised if some UAAP or NCAA schools might be recruiting some of these guys. Hindi lang yung dalawang ligang yun. Marami pang college leagues, no? UCBL?
Yes, UCBL. There is the NCRAA, which also has been broadcasting their games also on live stream ngayon. Nakita ko kanina, nandito si Coach Louie Alas. I'm not sure if he's still here, but I saw him earlier watching the games.
Nagsa-scouting na.
Oh.
Well, there you see Commissioner Keith Picazo at the sideline. Very hard-working guy, especially knowing the fact that Junior MPBL features 6 games a day. Imagine that. 7 a.m. to 6 p.m.
That's crazy.
Takbo tayo sa kabila with Antipolo. That was Ken Alvaran losing space.
The score continues to remain tight here between both squads, playing similar play styles, but we expected nothing less naman from the teams that we have here sa ating liga.
But has it gone slower, the pace in the second frame?
It definitely has, because now alam na nila kung saan yung spots, kung saan mape-pressure sila ng kabilang depensa, and they know where they're successful offensively. Now, Mandaluyong is really trying to attack and get something going inside, because they know Antipolo is very foul-prone right now.
They shot a three-pointer to no avail. That was by their co-captain, na si Carlos Cantorna. Balik tayo sa Antipolo. Avelino gives it up to, that was Francia. Felix, ibinalik kay Francia, who attacks, tough shot, no basket. Forward pass, 2-on-2 action. Layup, no basket, that's another charge.
Good defense once again from Antipolo. Kurt Avelino providing the good challenge on that layup attempt.
That's the second charge that we have seen in terms of illegally protecting that basketball.
Well, this is definitely the learning curve that these kids are on. Learning how to use their bodies the right way, just like that, in absorbing contact and finishing baskets.
That was a nice pass by Martin, finding Alvaran inside. Good bounce.
Yeah, because Antipolo has such good guards, they know how to read the offense, they know how to assess the situation on the floor. It makes it a lot easier for the big men at talagang nagagamit nila yung height advantage nila because they're getting a lot of easy baskets.
Balikan natin si Mikey Abueg for her report.
Kanina nga ay tumama daw ang mata ni Kirk Fernandez of Mandaluyong sa balikat ng player from the opposing side. Kaya kung nakita nga natin ay nakapikit siya noong first free throw kaya hindi niya ito na-shoot. But nothing to worry daw dahil ready siya bumalik in this ball game. Migs and Avi.
Thank you, Mikey. That's obviously a good sign for Mr. Kirk Fernandez and Mandaluyong. Saglit pa lang yung laro niya, no? Then he got hit. Only 5 minutes of play so far. Three-pointer for Mandaluyong. That's in and out. Good effort on the glass by Palad.
Now, as far as things go here in today's game, at least, one thing I'm very surprised not to see from these kids is outside shooting.
Let's check it.
Wala
0
pa.
out of 7 combined. Ating dalawang kupanan. Puro press break, no?
Oo.
Baskets inside and free throws. First one is good for Rosfer Palad. Free throw shooting now for Mandaluyong is 7 out of 15. Still below 50%. Now it's 50% at 8 out of 16.
So in terms of style of play, comparing our time to this time, halos pareho lang naman. Nagkaiba lang talaga yung skill level ng mga bata and the athleticism of these players. But I was expecting to see a lot more outside shooting because of the development of the game today. And of course, yung exposure ng outside shot because of guys like Steph Curry.
Right. Well, you think it's just a matter of them not hitting as of yet? This is their first game in the junior MPBL.
Yeah, maybe they're, just really trying to get used to the atmosphere and maybe also to the physicality that our referees are allowing them to play with.
I'm sure there's a lot of pressure as well brought about by the cameras here inside the gym of Perpetual. Good thing though for these kids, they will be able to review their games.
That's a luxury that we didn't have during our time.
Kanya-kanyang video yun ng mga magulang. No? may dala-dalang iPad. First generation pa.
Yung dati pa nga, video kami. So,
Oo.
so tape pa talaga yan. If you wanted to watch your games before, you had to watch them on tape.
Ikaw naman, Javi, napapahalata mo. Gano'n tayo katanda.
Sinabi mo kasi iPad. Hindi ako sanay.
Free throw converted here by co-captain Carlos Cantorna. He's been tasked to lead the team, no? Alongside some of their seniors because the supposed team captain for Mandaluyong is injured. Itong si David Cruz. He's actually on their bench. May what do you call that?
Sling.
Sling yung kanyang kanang arm because he just got out of operation and he will be out for 3 months. The good thing for him though, the junior MPBL will be stretching out. And it might even stretch out to March next year, no? So let's wait for further announcements.
Oh,
Just
that's
saw
amazing.
a basket from Antipolo.
Definitely a lot of time for these kids to really play and play and play. Dati, isang season lang yung lalaroin mo and then that's it for the year.
Oo. Takbo dito ang Mandaluyong, no basket. Ball out of bounds in favor of Antipolo.
That was just a few months, maybe 3, 5 months, 6 months at best. And that's all the basketball that you played. Ang ibang lalaroan mo lang ng liga, siguro yung mga barangay leagues mo during your, sa mga lugar ninyo. But school-based or even leagues like this don't really stretch out that long.
Well, that's because even though this is happening every day in July, the junior MPBL will only be held on weekends come school time starting this August as you get to see this foul on the three-point attempt.
So still no conversion from the outside, but a chance here to get 3 free throws.
First one's a miss for Avelino That was the second free throw miss in this afternoon for Antipolo. Kurt Diego Avelino did not see action in the first quarter. Good for him to step up here in the second frame. One more try to extend the lead. That's good.
Antipolo so far has been a lot more proficient shooting their free throws here compared to Mandaluyong.
But more attempts for Mandaluyong. It's a plus 10 for Mandaluyong in this matchup in terms of free throw attempts. Steal, fast break. Reyes on the finish. Two-pointer.
Excellent timing. That pass right on the money. Great 2-on-1 fast break for Antipolo.
Ball out of bounds here. It's in favor of Mandaluyong. And we have a timeout. As you get to see this replay, the breakaway layup for Sean Reyes. Good pass by Zion Martin on the guard connection there by Antipolo. That extends the lead to 5 points. We're back inside the University of Perpetual Health Gym in Las Piñas. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Javi Palanya and Mikey Abueg for your MPBL or Junior MPBL afternoon. It's Antipolo versus Mandaluyong beginning things in the under 18 division. Sorry, let me change that. 18 under division. Dahil kasama pa rin ang ating 18-year-olds. Oh, nice behind the back. Another foul here.
What a move right there to go for that layup attempt, wrapping that ball around. Despite 3 defenders in the vicinity, nothing Mandaluyong could do but go for that foul to stop what could have been a pretty play para dito sa Antipolo.
It's 2 free throws for Sean Reyes. He is the leading scorer in this ball game so far, now with 9 points. So mukhang ito na nga yung explanation as to why Coach B-Boy told us na point guard ang kanyang or isa sa kanyang mga strengths para sa Antipolo. There's Coach B-Boy Simon.
You could only imagine the potential of these kids. Ngayon pa lang, ganito na yung pinapakita nila. What more when they gel throughout the season, play more games with each other, and really find out what their strengths and weaknesses are.
Tama, dahil nga isang linggo pa lang na nabuo itong Antipolo team. Golioso, 3-pointer. That's another miss. Still no threes in this ball game. 0 out of 8 combined. 1-2, nice block. That's by Alvaran. Ball recovered by Mandaluyong with 4 on the shot clock. Sian has to fire from Steph Curry range to no avail, and that's a shot clock violation.
Looks like that's a shot that he really isn't comfortable with, that outside shot. Still not yet in his bag.
So we go back with Antipolo. They're up by 7. This is relatively a big lead already. At the corner now. Up top, Avelino. Pass to no one.
Might have gotten away with a travel call there, but still a turnover para dito sa Antipolo. Mandaluyong slowly falling back here against Antipolo in the second quarter. Only scoring 8 points here in this period.
Is it a matter of Mandaluyong underperforming compared to their start, no? Or has Antipolo stepped up here in the second frame?
I certainly think it's the underperformance as well of Mandaluyong, because we expected this team to perform way better. Kasi mas matagal na ito magkakasama, supposedly. Should have been more familiar with the systems being run. But here, Antipolo is just really showing a lot of class. Their point guards definitely anchoring their play on both sides of the floor.
2 free throws here for Mandaluyong's Trevor Paraino. Okay. To be fair to Mandaluyong, Antipolo has been together for 1 week. Maiksi-iksi yan. Mandaluyong 1 month. So it's longer, but it's still not the ideal time. Turnover.
But to your point, Migs, no, wala naman talaga kasi talagang blueprint of certain time for a team to gel. Minsan, you know, a group of guys, they get together for just a week or a couple of weeks and it feels like they've been playing for 5 years already.
Mm-hmm. Parang wavelength lang no, ng mga tao, ng mga magkakaibigan. Golioso, tough move, no basket. Offensive rebound. And that's 2 points for Trevor Paraino.
That's why that's something that coaches really have to work on finding out dun sa mga players na kinukuha nila. It's not always about the skill level, but of course how your players will be able to play with each other on the floor and how they could develop relationships off of it.
Now Mandaluyong is slowly but surely picking things up. That was a basket by Monteroso. And so, Antipolo was forced to call for time, 35-33. Back to the ball game. It's only a 2-point lead now for Antipolo. So what have you seen in the past couple of possessions for Mandaluyong that worked for them?
They've been more patient. They've been assessing the situation better. And Antipolo has been pressured to get on their sets more. But here, after a timeout, that's a good setup off the no-look pass.
Takbo sa kabila. No answer. Golioso tried to do it, but there was also no foul. And so we end the first half with a 4-point lead for Antipolo. It's 37-33.
Now both of these teams really fighting to a tight ball game. As we expected, similar play styles, full court pressure from both squads, and it's really the free throws that have been making a difference here in this game.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat po sa Panginoon sa magandang araw na ito.
Welcome back to the Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Inaugural Season 18 Under. Kasama ko ngayon si Coach J. Cruz of Mandaluyong and Coach Sindre Balignasay ng Antipolo. Coach, it's an intense and close ball game po. Ano po bang mga sinasabi niyo sa players pag ganitong time para ma-maintain nila ang composure?
Ang sinasabi ko lang sa bata, lagi kong pinapalala, higpitan nila yung depensa nila. Laging doon lang kami nagpo-focus sa defense. Wala namang problema sa offense, although hindi nako-convert agad. Pero eventually, papasok din.
Now for you naman po, Coach, ano po sa tingin niyo ang dapat nilang mailabas sa second half para makalamang sa larong ito?
Siguro i-maintain namin yung more physicality dun sa game. Tapos mas focus pa kami. Then yung passing namin para mas on point kami dun sa scoring namin. Yun lang, thank you.
And there you have it, Coach Jay and Coach Sindre. We will be back after this short break.
Let's break down the first half of your matchup between Antipolo and Mandaluyong. Mandaluyong actually led early in the matchup by as many as 7, and then there was a 14-point swing in favor of Antipolo. Nakahabol lang sa dulo itong Mandaluyong. Javi, your observations.
Yeah, they finished the first quarter up by 1 point itong Mandaluyong, but Antipolo really worked hard in trying to cross the ball despite the pressure defense of Mandaluyong, and their point guards have really done a good job of setting up the offense and orchestrating despite the defense, and their big men have been finishing easily inside. A lot of inside and easy baskets para dito sa Antipolo. Naasahan na natin to, turnovers for both squads in double figures already after the first 2 quarters, 25 turnovers between these two teams. But because Antipolo has been shooting 56% from the field and shooting also a better clip from the free throw line, that's a big reason why they were able to get in control in that second quarter.
That was a nice move by Bayani para sa Mandaluyong. A 1-2 inside. 3-pointer now for Antipolo. That's the first made 3 in this ball game, courtesy of Zion Martin.
In 9 attempts between these two squads.
Very uncharacteristic as it is a Stephen Curry-driven generation. Balik tayo kay Cian Golioso. Nice fight on the screen there, but there still was a switch. Air ball from Golioso. You did mention that doesn't seem to be his shot, no? The 3-pointer for Cian.
That's something that he definitely has to develop if he's going to play that guard spot. Well, I'm pretty sure that's the spot he's going to play throughout his career. So, hindi naman pwede na wala siyang outside shot.
Shot clock violation here for Mandaluyong as Monterroso lost time.
And there are certainly players who have made a living playing the guard spot without having to shoot outside jumpers. But it's very important for coaches right now for players to have at least a perimeter jumper so that they can become a threat and not just become one-dimensional. Because basketball, especially now, is very positionless. You don't really state what position you're playing on the floor sa place na dinadraw up ng mga coaches right now. It's really more of reading and reacting and adapting to the situation and not really saying, you're the point guard, so this is only what you have to do. It's only if this is your position on the floor, then yun na ang i-adapt mo. Hindi na porket point guard ka, center ka, small forward.
Great effort on the other end for Mandaluyong. The pass inside for Ano Nuevo. There's the drop. And the 2-pointer for the team captain of Mandaluyong.
That's a much-needed basket para sa Mandaluyong. Getting the defense to suck in. And then a drop pass. Easy pickings. Para dito kay Ano Nuevo.
Bonus free throw is a miss for Ano Nuevo, but he gets the ball back against 5 Antipolo players. 3-pointer for Mandaluyong, courtesy of co-captain Carlos Cantorna.
Now a 3-point shot for both teams. They seem to be getting much more comfortable here with this venue.
Pass inside, nice cut. Good feed as well. So the connection was between Henrich Shi and Irvin Mante. Felix, one more feed. Was that an alley-oop?
Not really. It's still a great fast break play para dito sa Antipolo. Reading that break very well. 3-on-2 against the Mandaluyong defense. We're slowing down the pace a bit here in the third quarter. We're seeing more sets, but Antipolo really trying to capitalize. Despite Mandaluyong going down quickly on defense, they're really trying to still get easy baskets.
Nice rebound by the point guard, Felix. Alvaran in trouble inside. Ball obtained here by Mandaluyong. Bayani, spin, baseline, 1-2. Up and under. Beautiful move from Russell Bayani.
That was a highlight right there. Nifty, crafty move by Bayani against 2 purple shirts in the inside lane.
46-42. Kick out. Felix to the corner. That's a 3-pointer. It's a miss. But there's the putback coming from Hendrix Shi.
That's a rare half-court offense set up by Antipolo, but you could see the willingness to give up the rock to the best possible opportunity. That was a good outside shot. It was a miss, but the offensive rebound collared by Antipolo and getting the stick back.
48-42, tough pass by Bayani. On to Nuevo. Nice play.
Medyo nawala na yung gigil ng mga bata. No? They're playing loosely right now, not really wanting to exert a lot of effort in trying to prove themselves. They're trying to play good team basketball as of the moment.
Russell Bayani himself already has 3 assists in this quarter alone with 4 points and a rebound. Mukhang nasasanay na sa national television ng mga bata.
Di na siguro nila naiisip ngayon. So, for sure, during the start of the game and then when they were warming up, nakita nila yung mga camera at sabi nila sa mga sarili nila, this is gonna be a different experience.
Yes. 48-44. Under 5.5 minutes in the third frame. Cut. Sorry, it's a drive inside a basket for Sean Reyes.
This guy certainly has good height for the point guard spot, and I'm sure lalaki pa to ng at most maybe 3 inches.
That's right, 3 more years to grow. Itong mga batang to. As we get to see, or we got to see the answer from Mandaluyong. 50-46 now. Felix gets it back up. Pass to the left. 3-pointer. In and out. And here comes Cian Golyoso. Now we take this time to listen in to Mikey Abueg. Mikey, go ahead.
During the huddle of both teams, both coaches emphasized on specific points. For Antipolo, coach instructed them to box for the ball, attempt for longer shots and longer rebounds. Samantalang, para naman sa Mandaluyong, coach told them na huwag magtipid sa kanilang mga galaw and told Russell Bayani, who currently has 3 fouls, to continue playing in the ball game. At ilaban niya nga ito. Tingnan natin kung sino nga ba ang makakalamang as we get back into the ball game.
So there you have it. It seems that Bayani really has a big responsibility for Mandaluyong, but he was obviously bothered by his fouls in the first half.
That's why their coach is really wanting to see him get back here on the floor para sa kanila. So far, they're still down by 4.
Yeah, he only played 5.5 minutes in the first 2 quarters. Itong si Russell Bayani, who's the one inbounding right now for Mandaluyong. Pass to their big guy. Nice block by Alvaran. And it's out of bounds in favor of Antipolo.
Antipolo, as we see here, this shot block after there we go. That was a shot block, and here the turnover.
Nakatapak si Russell Bayani sa baseline natin. 50-46. Antipolo by 4. Trying to break this zone. Nice spin. Oh, ho, ho. What a magical move by Henrich Shi.
That was certainly very impressive. The spin and the hang time to get that 2 points off.
Antipolo's on the run again. Ball tapped away. Baseline inbound for Antipolo. We're going to have to see that replay.
Look at that spin, absorbing the contact and hanging in the air. Maybe we get to see another angle there. Baka makita natin yan mamaya.
52-46. Fast break opportunity for Mandaluyong. Sorry, miss. There's the rebound, no finish. And a foul on the loose ball.
One of the reasons why Mandaluyong has managed to keep this game within striking distance, as you look at the previous battle for the loose ball, is because their effort on the glass, especially offensively, has brought them a lot more opportunities to get more shots up.
Ironically, Mikey did report about rebounding for the other team, itong Antipolo, but we just saw another basket for Mandaluyong.
Yeah, they were down in the rebounding department, -3, 17-20.
That's by halftime, no?
Yes.
Kick out here. Marvin Felix. That's too strong. Rebound to Francia. Great activity by the guards of Antipolo. And it results into a 3-point bomb courtesy of Sean Reyes.
We're seeing a lot of zone defense because Mandaluyong has been playing a lot of zone press in the backcourt. It has translated into a 2-3 zone pagtawid ng Antipolo. So the purple shirts have been forced into a lot of outside shots, which they have been making so far here in this game.
You think it's a matter of preserving the energy of these Mandaluyong players as you get to see an answer, a three-pointer as well, coming from Carlos Cantoma.
Talking about preserving, it looks like they've been preserving their shooting for here in the third and maybe in the fourth quarters. Maybe we'll see a lot more three-point shots being hoisted up by these two squads.
Let me correct myself. The last name is Cantorna for Carlos. Apologies to his family watching right now. Russell Bayani staying aggressive here in the third quarter.
That was a big boy move right there by Bayani. Couple of dribbles to the baseline. Facing up, drop step, and getting the basket. Good angle on the bank shot by Russell Bayani.
So he's up to 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 dimes now. He just has to be very careful with his fouls as his team needs him in the last 2 frames. Lead cut down to 1.
And with the way that his body language is looking, it looks like he's one of the more mature players para dito sa Mandaluyong. That's why his coach wants him to stay on the floor despite the foul trouble.
Balik tayo sa Antipolo. Kick out. Felix, bounce pass. And the finish inside for Ken Alvaran.
Ngayon, nakikita mo itong Antipolo. It doesn't really seem that they're a team that has only practiced for a week together. The ball movement has been incredible, especially here in the second half. Sorry, miss on the other side. Galing dito kay Francia.
Okay na sana. Kabila. Cian Golioso attacks and scores.
May not be a good outside shooter, but certainly a good slasher to the rim. Itong si Cian Golioso.
Go back with Antipolo. Crossover. Nice move by Reyes. No good on the up and under. Balik tayo kay Cian. The pass. Three-pointer is short. Golioso with the board. No foul. Ball slipped out of his hands. You know, that might be another concern as well because, of course, we're very happy that we have a ball, a different ball, no? It's Dorite dito sa Junior MPBL, ang bola ng Pinoy. But, of course, you can only imagine as well na nagtitraining ang mga players natin with other brands as well. So, they have to get used to playing with Dorite now. But it is a good-looking ball, no? Para sa ating liga. And we end the third quarter with a score of 57-56. Only a 1-point game. We might go down the wire.
At sa lahat ng mga
Third quarter highlights tayo. Did you see anything new from the third frame, Javi?
The pace certainly slowed down para sa parehong koponan. We saw a lot more half-court sets. Antipolo at the start were still trying to force the issue and trying to push the pace despite the half-court defense being set para sa Mandaluyong. But they got more comfortable and eventually that led to a couple of three-point shots para sa kanilang koponan. Ito Mandaluyong naman, you know, still trying to find some answers to the easy baskets inside para sa Antipolo, but they certainly have been doing very well on the boards. A lot more turnovers in that third quarter. 4 giveaways para dito sa Mandaluyong and only 2 for Antipolo in the third period. But here, they open up scoring festivities with a 3-pointer from the left wing.
That's the third 3-point bomb of Carlos Cantorna in this game. All of his baskets have come from downtown. Added, of course, by 2 free throws as well para kay Carlos. And there's the scramble for the loose ball. Pressure defense again by Manda, and they force the turnover. Oh, Cantorna is really feeding himself right down the fourth frame.
Now Antipolo has to be very careful here. They're going up against a team na matagal na magkasama compared to them. So they have to be very wary of the strategies that Mandaluyong will be using against them. Baka nagtatago or nagpipigil lang ang Mandaluyong during the first 3 quarters, and now they're really gonna go all out in trying to beat this Antipolo squad here in this game.
Coach Boy Simon is now looking for answers against the J. Cruz coached squad of Mandaluyong. Cantorna forced that one. No basket. Ball recovered by Antipolo. Henry Shi onto Marvin Felix. Back to Shi. Pass inside. Alvaran. He recovers against the double team. Turnover.
Forced shot right there para dito kay Alvaran. Should have kicked it out. There was no available basket. There were 2 defenders right in front of him. There's still a lot of time on the shot clock. No reason for him to force up the issue.
By the way, Alvaran has played the most minutes in this ball game so far. He's up to 28 minutes played now. Next up is that guy, Cian Golyoso, who almost turned the ball over. He recovers. Pass inside. Ball slipped out of the hands of their big man. That's Earl Anunuevo. Palit lang tayo ng bola dito. Baseline inbound for Rosfer Palad. Bounce pass to Anunuevo, and that's a foul.
Good positioning underneath para dito kay Anunuevo. And a great find off of that baseline inbound, recognizing that he had advantage underneath. Kaya lang, it's just going to be a baseline inbound and no 2 free throws to be awarded here for Anunuevo.
59-57, 8.5 to go. Baseline again. Nice defense right there by Antipolo. Turnover forced by Valdez. Almost an ankle breaker right there. Valdez gets it back up. Almost traveled. 13 on the shot clock. Reyes up top. On to Felix. Top of the key. Off to the left. Rebound Anunuevo. And here comes Cian Golyoso. Screen. Golyoso. 3-pointer again. That's another one for their co-captain. And that was Carlos Cantorna. And that extends the lead of Mandaluyong to 5 points na, Javi.
He seems to be waxing hot here in the second half. Talking about Cantorna. Really getting set. That's a good-looking shot from the right wing, almost kissing it off the glass. Now Mandaluyong up by 5, 62-57.
We are back inside the University of Perpetual Health Gym. Steal here for Palad and an easy 2 for Mandaluyong. Now they match their biggest lead of 7 points.
That's not the good play coming off the timeout. Isa yan sa mga pinaka masakit sa ulo ng head coach, coming off a timeout and you turn the ball over. And here, another one para dito sa Antipolo.
Nice feed, palad to Cian Golyoso. Mandaluyong has picked things up here in the fourth frame. And now they force a turnover. Antipolo is still scoreless in this quarter. Three-pointer, that time it's a miss from Cantorna. Takbo sa kabila, Reyes in trouble against Golyoso. The bounce. Kick out, Abilino straight away. That could have been a big one. Tumatakbo na naman ang Mandaluyong. Palad, 1-2, no basket. Recovery, basket, and one.
Mandaluyong playing like a very well-oiled machine here in the fourth quarter. Far cry from the efforts that they've displayed in the first three periods.
That was James Tabinas on his follow. And again, and we still can't believe this. This 18 under team only lost by 1 against the PBA D-League team of AMA. That's crazy. And that was, of course, told to us by one of the players, no?
Coach Mark Herrera maybe has to make some changes to his D-League team.
Now, of course, you can only wonder kung sino yung naka-line up dun sa D-League team na yon. But still, kudos to these 18 under players of Mandaluyong. 68-57. This is the biggest lead in this ball game. And the scoring in this quarter is 12-0 in favor of Manda. Crucial three. Off to the left.
Antipolo has to settle down a bit here. Medyo nagmamadali sila masyado sa mga sets nila. Mandaluyong is having an easier job defending them because Antipolo is just throwing up shots which they haven't usually been making here in this game.
Golyoso dancing with his defender. And there's a whistle blown. 3-second violation.
There's no reason to rush for the purple shirts. There's still a lot of basketball to be played here. 6 minutes and 5 seconds remaining on the game clock. This is just an 11-point lead. Just have to move the basketball, get it side to side, wait for the defense to commit a mistake, and that's where you attack.
Balik tayo sa Antipolo. Can they finally score here down by 11 with 6 minutes to go in the fourth and final frame? Up top, Enrico Valdez. That's a charge.
They're trying to look on every possession for home run hits. Big plays that will somehow shift momentum back to them. Pero hindi naman talaga kailangan pa eh. It's just an 11-point lead. You know, like I said, a lot of time remaining. So you just have to be patient with it. Get some stops, move the ball around, and get the best possible opportunity.
Cantorna with a kick out. It's a traveling violation.
Now, in the past couple of possessions, they've been getting Mandaluyong to either turn the ball over or miss on their shots. But their offense has been very one-sided and one-dimensional. Isang player or dalawa lang at best ang nakakahawak. They gotta be able to run their sets. Yeah, I know they're not familiar with each other yet and maybe yung sistema hindi pa talaga na-implement ng husto dito sa Antipolo. But, you know, this is winning basketball right here. This is the time in the fourth quarter to be able to see if you can get the victory.
Oh, what a double cross by Cian Golyoso. Kick out. That's her best shooter. A miss though by Cantorna. Follow though coming from James Tabinas.
He's been playing well here in the second half. Doing very well on the rebounding end and getting some putbacks para sa Mandaluyong.
Almost a turnover right there for Antipolo as they will get to see two subs. These are crucial subs for Coach J. Cruz. Itong sina Marvin Felix and also I was number 4. Ito si Zion Martin. 70-57. Martin asking for a screen. Where is it? Instead, he drove and kicked the ball out.
Oh, she has not had a great day from the outside.
And not many attempts as well for the leader, of Antipolo, supposedly. Itong si Henrich Shi. That's going to be interesting though in their next games if he will be firing up more shots for Antipolo. Nice offensive rebound and the putback for James Tabinas.
Mandaluyong just really exploiting the lack of effort here of Antipolo. The purple shirts, they look tired here because they have been out-rebounded offensively a lot of times here in the fourth quarter, and that's the big reason why they've been able to build a huge lead here as we go into the final stretch of this fourth quarter.
Get this, Javi. Mandaluyong has more offensive rebounds than defensive rebounds. 21-19.
And that's a number that you don't usually see
Yes.
in any level, by the way.
At sa lagay na yan, nag-report pa si Mikey tungkol sa rebounding ng Antipolo that they had to change and improve in the second half. Felix, and that's the first basket in the fourth quarter for Antipolo. The scoring is 16-2.
Well, let's see if that basket by Felix can ignite something here for Antipolo. This definitely is still very possible. That foul will not help their cause. That's already the last team foul to be given para dito sa Antipolo. The next one will put them over the limit.
2 free throws para kay Russell Bayani, who was crucial in the third frame para sa Mandaluyong. 72-69. It has blown wide open for Mandaluyong in this matchup as Bayani missed his first gimme. Free throw shooting has not been good. 12 out of 24, only 50% for Russell and company. Second one, wala pa rin. Oh, he gets his own board. Imagine that. He was the shooter and he got the rebound.
Yan nga dapat yung unang tao na hinahanap mo. When a free throw is being made, the shooter is always the most dangerous player to get the offensive rebound because alam niya kung saan mahuhulog ang bola. He has the best knowledge of where the ball will land because siya naman ang tumira.
Well, there you see some students of Perpetual. One can only wonder kung paano yung connection nila sa ating mga kupunan, no? Kasi technically, walang home court defense today.
Tama.
As you got to see a layup from Reyes. That's Sean Reyes of Antipolo. Crossover on the other end. Tough move. And no bounce.
But another offensive rebound and stick back for Mandaluyong. This time it's Año Nuevo working hard to tip that basketball back in. The height advantage that Antipolo has been looking to exploit here against Mandaluyong has definitely been canceled out by the energy and the effort of the bigs of Mandaluyong. They may be just a tad bit smaller, but they definitely have been working very hard here in the fourth quarter.
Ano Nuevo himself has 4 offensive rebounds, 5 total boards, only 1 defensive rebound for Earl. I'm sure Coach B-Boy will be watching this game over and over so that they can improve approaching their next matchup. 74-61, 2 free throws here for Antipolo. It's courtesy of Zion Martin. First one is good.
It certainly doesn't mean a thing if you're unable to secure those defensive rebounds.
Was it a technical foul? It looked to have been a technical foul, no? It's only 1 free throw
Mukha nga.
was given to Antipolo, and they have possession now. Drive here. Up and under for Martin. No basket. Tough save for Carlos Cantorna. 74-62. Over 2.5 minutes remaining. It's been a well-balanced day for Mandaluyong. They have 3 players in double figures in Tabinas, Cantorna, and Golioso.
It's just really been the free throw shooting That has been the problem for Mandaluyong here today. But other than that, they have covered all areas where they looked like they would be dominated in by Antipolo. It has just been a different story here in the fourth quarter. Antipolo crumbling down against a very collective team effort here of Mandaluyong as they get another score here on the other side. It seems that the purple shirts here, their mood has dampened after every made basket of Mandaluyong here in the fourth.
Now it's 2 points by Russell Bayani, who's up to 11 now with 7 rebounds and 4 assists. As you get to see a 2-pointer for Antipolo's Adolf Zeller. By the way, Cian Gulioso also has 10 points, 3 boards, and 6 dimes with 2 steals in this matchup, making it hard for Javi Palanya to select the best player. Si Carlos Cantor na, meron ding 14 points with 4 3-pointers. 76-64, we have a timeout. We would like to thank our sponsors, Vivere Hotel and Resorts, Auto Asia, Doride, ang ating basketball, ang bola ng Pinoy, The Chosen One, and Atlantis 88, our major sponsor for Manny Pacquiao's Junior Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. This is Mix Gomez alongside Javi Palanya and Mikey Abueg reporting for your what's today? Wednesday, no? Wednesday afternoon. Again, we give a lot of respect to our junior MPBL staff and VIPs for holding junior basketball action from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. each and every day. Absolutely no rest day.
That certainly is no easy task. Kumbaga, uuwi ka lang sa bahay para matulog.
Oo. But again, come this August, weekends na lang po ang ating aksyon dahil may pasok na ang ating mga bata. And of course, school comes first. There's a reason why they're called student athletes. Nauna ang student.
Oh, you know, and I hope that these kids certainly would not forget their responsibility as students first. I know that there are a lot of opportunities right now popping out at this level to play in front of great exposure, but sana di nila makalimutan yung pag-aaral nila.
Lalo na ngayon, national television na sila eh. Pass inside, the finish for Earl Anunuevo.
Sana di mo lumaki yung ulo ng mga bata now that they're already being shown on national TV.
Anunuevo now has 10 points and 5 rebounds in this matchup, making it even harder for Javi Palanya to choose the best player of the game. Javi, 1 minute and 47 na lang.
Kaya nga eh. Nagdadalawang isip na ako ngayon eh.
Parang 4-5 yata yung pagpipilian mo eh. But what a fourth quarter this has been for Mandaluyong, outscoring Antipolo 22-7. That's basically the difference of this matchup as you get to see a basket for Antipolo.
And this quarter has definitely highlighted now the difference in terms of how long these teams have gotten together with each other. Antipolo has only practiced for 1 week. Itong Mandaluyong magkakasama na ng 1 buwan.
Oo.
And right now, we've really seen that these teams really playing to their strengths. Itong Mandaluyong, sanay na in pressure-packed situations. I'm sure they have had some opportunity to play some tune-up games as we see somebody down on the floor.
See what happened.
Natamaan sa mukha.
Is it Reyes cramping? Oh yeah, he's cramping up. The left leg for Sean Reyes. Well, he has been used a ton in this matchup. 25 minutes, 19 points as the leading scorer of Antipolo.
He was actually the one who ignited that run in the second quarter for them to be able to take control of this game. But it's been a different story here in the fourth quarter.
So Reyes will be subbed out here. Sanayan din talaga yan para kay Sean now that he's in the junior MPBL. Full court. And here comes Mandaluyong up by 10 with 90 seconds to go. Cantorna, back up. Añon Nuevo. Carlos, this time to a new point guard. Bayani, behind the back for Russell. 1-2, nice move.
This guy has also been playing superb here
Parang,
in the second half.
parang hinog na siya, no?
Kaya nga eh.
You did describe one of his moves earlier in this matchup as a big boy move.
That's correct. Because the way that you assess on how a player has already been maturing is how the player has slowed down the game inside his head despite the fast pace that they're playing on the floor.
Right. That's definitely the measure, especially for these youngsters. 80-68, Francia is at the line. That is Julius Christian Francia. He currently has 2 points with 2 boards and 2 dimes. A minute and 13 to go. Antipolo still praying for a miracle here in the last minute. Again, we have seen stranger things happen in basketball, especially with full court presses like this.
And the three-point shot certainly could be something that could get Antipolo to make this game a very different story in the last 1 minute and 13 of this match.
Colioso losing his defender. Now he lost the basketball. Turnover for Sian.
Nobody helping Golioso bring that ball up court. Now Antipolo has a chance to break into single digits.
There's the three-pointer, just missed it. That was by Valdez. Mandaluyong trying to break that press. Tough pass. Naubusan ng espasyo ng kanilang point guard. That's Joshua Urbania.
I imagine if these turnovers had come early in this quarter, this lead might not have ballooned to double figures para dito sa Mandaluyong. But Antipolo, despite getting these stops, haven't been able to hit their shots. Their field goal shooting has definitely dipped here in the fourth quarter.
That's definitely true, no, na bumaba yung field goal shooting. Pero relatively mataas yung porsyento nilang dalawa. They're both close to 50%. Turnovers though.
Oh yeah.
44 in total. 25 for Antipolo and 19 for Mandaluyong.
Hindi na tayo nagugulat dyan.
We have a timeout here, 80-69 with 44 seconds to go. Back to our ball game. The score reads 80-69 with 40 seconds to go. Mandaluyong looking to escape with a win. Sorry, miss inside for Añon Nuevo. Battle for the loose ball. Look at the effort from the players. Great type right there. That was Zion Martin.
A basket there could have put the finishing touches on this game para sa Mandaluyong, but Antipolo just wanting still to put some effort into going for those loose balls, and they create possession here after that jump ball situation.
If you're Antipolo, as you get to see an unspo here, yeah, that was coming already dahil natamaan itong si Carlos Cantorna on the inbounds play against Zion Martin. Cantorna, I think, tried to fight back. At yun ang nahuli ng ating referees.
At alam naman natin, sa tagal na natin nagko-cover ng basketball, we know that it's always yung bawi
Oh,
na
yun ang
natatawagan.
nahuli. Kaya nagtataka ngayon itong si Carlos. Let it go, young man. You're up by 11. 30 seconds to go. As for Zion Martin, he has to be careful as well because the next time around, pwede rin naman siyang mahuli doon.
Tama. These players don't want to get into the habit of creating stuff like that, and free throws, especially here in the end game, have been quite a difficult task to make para dito sa Antipolo, especially also knocking down shots from the field. That's a rare one.
Yeah, you did mention that's just a rare one. Only the third three-pointer for Antipolo and the 7th in total for this matchup. A miss by Año Nuevo, well recovered by Mandaluyong. That has been the story all afternoon long. It's 24 offensive rebounds for Mandaluyong as compared to their 21 defensive boards. 8-point game, 11 seconds. Basket here for Antipolo. And just like that, Mandaluyong has to be very careful.
10.1 seconds remaining here. All Mandaluyong needs to do after this timeout is to make sure that they get the ball in bounds.
Turnover story natin, medyo marami-rami yan. We have seen 20 already for 21 actually for Mandaluyong and 25 for Antipolo. You would not want to see another one, especially at this stage of the ball game. 10 seconds remaining in the first game of the season for these two teams. Antipolo feeling themselves, certainly a good sign that they have fought their way back at least up until this point, no? I actually want to ask you about their conditioning. Yung kanilang resistensya on the court. Your thoughts about Antipolo?
Yeah, I think Antipolo still has a long way to go in terms of that mix. No? I think it's one of those primary reasons kung bakit nalayuan sila dito and that they got beat off the glass here in the fourth quarter and they were unable to hit a lot of their shots in the penultimate period. It's because nararamdaman na nila yung pagod eh. Of course, you're playing high-octane, high-paced basketball for the first 3 quarters. That's what we expect from this level. Pero syempre, the question always is how can you sustain it for the whole game?
Half-court inbound here for Mandaluyong. They give it up to Golyoso, who will proceed to the line. Sian hasn't seen the stripe so far in this matchup. 10 points, 3 boards, 6 dimes, 3 steals for Mr. Golyoso.
That's quite surprising because he has really attacked the rim with great intent here in this game.
Well, ang idol ba naman niya ay si Kyrie Irving.
Kaya pala.
So we can expect him to attack a lot. Now in terms of his 3-point shooting, he has another idol in LA Tenorio. May shooting naman si LA eh. Actually, si Kyrie rin naman.
Oo nga eh.
So, tingnan
Bakit siya
natin.
wala?
Baka wala lang sa game na ito. Tingnan natin for the next game for Sian Golyoso. But he still had a great overall performance.
Definitely.
81-74, 8 seconds remaining. We'll take a short break. Back to our ball game. With 5 seconds to go, we see another basket for Antipolo. This is still very much possible for them.
No matter what happens here in this game para sa Antipolo, if you're their head coach, you could certainly be very happy with the way that they closed out this game. It may not have been a great beginning to the fourth quarter para sa kanila. Na-highlight yung pagkukulang sa conditioning, yung pagkulang sa chemistry, them get beat on the glass. But to close out, they've been showing great effort, and that's a positive thing that you can draw from here in this game.
Golyoso is now cramping up. Ayun. You see him limping. He's still on the floor now. Sian has played 31 minutes.
And that's a lot of up and down para sa kanya.
Right.
Playing both ends of the floor.
Point guard eh.
Oh, relentless in slashing to the basket, trying to make opportunities, not just for himself, but for his teammates as well.
He's played the second most minutes in today's outing, just behind Ken Alvaran of Antipolo. But we haven't seen Alvaran for a while now.
Yeah, he's been sitting on that bench for the most part of this fourth quarter.
You think it's because Antipolo has been pressing more with a smaller lineup?
That's correct. They needed more ball handlers on the floor. And he's been forcing a lot of his shots. You know, defense has always been there right in front of him. He scored a lot of points in the first half, but Mandaluyong was able to adjust and cover him. But despite that, pinipilit niya pa rin yung mga tira niya. And that's something that he has to learn to try and kick out to his teammates when the shot isn't available.
Free throw converted here by Roberto Monteroso. That guy has 9 points, and Golyoso is still on the floor. You think that's a big concern already na ganun katagal?
Definitely, you know, I think needs a lot of fluids.
Babalikan natin yan, sina Sian Golyoso mamaya-maya. You have another timeout. We're back with 4 seconds remaining. Steal here. Well, this is basically a done ball game already. But you have to love the heart of this Antipolo team for fighting until the very end. That's it. Final score reads 83-76, and basically having the difference was the fourth quarter.
It was definitely a great turnaround in the fourth and final period. This Antipolo squad just basically ran out of steam against Mandaluyong, who looked to be losing control already in the first 3 quarters. Antipolo was looking like the better team. They were doing everything right, pushing the right buttons, playing on both ends of the floor, but Mandaluyong just really went all out in the fourth quarter, hitting a lot of their shots.
7-point win para sa Mandaluyong 18-under team against Antipolo. And as we wrap up this ball game, we present to you our Atlantis 88 move of the game. Here it is. Javi, break it down for us.
RCC and Golyoso, the dipsy-do inside, challenging the defense. That is certainly becoming his trademark dito sa Junior MPBL. We'll see if we'll see a lot more of that as the season progresses. But this guy has shown a lot of potential here today. And sana gumaling siya sa kanyang cramps. You know, he has to be used to be playing high-octane basketball for a long period of time.
Let's give some shout-outs to some players now of Mandaluyong. Sian Golyoso. Cantorna played very well shooting the basketball. Ano Nuevo dominated inside. We also saw a great outing from Tabinas, who scored in double figures. But our best player, Russell Bayani, is with our courtside reporter, that is Mikey Abueg. Mikey, go ahead.
Kasama ko ngayon ang
best player of the game na si Russell Bayani. Russell, early in the ball game, meron ka na ngang 3 fouls, pero during the halftime, sabi ni Coach, ilaban mo. Ano nga bang tumatakbo sa isip mo during the game?
Siyempre, kailangan ko po mag-ingat sa laro. And sabi rin naman po ni Coach na huwag daw po ako matakot na makapaul ng makapaul, basta daw po dumipensa ako kasi marami namang kapalit. So yun po, naging yung depensa po namin napunta po sa opensa kasi mas madali po yun eh. Yun po.
Ngayon, meron ka bang mga gustong i-shoutout?
Shoutout po sa nag-manage ng team namin sa Mandaluyong and sa mga kampi ko po, sa tiwala nila sa akin and suporta. And sa pamilya ko po na nanonood sa live, yun po. Tapos sa Brotherhood family po, yun po.
And there you have it, Russell Bayani, our junior MPBL 18 under best player of the game. Now back to the panel.
Thank you, Mikey. So of all the players, Russell Bayani was your choice, Javi. Why was that?
Well, you know, we had a lot of players playing well para sa Mandaluyong. It was definitely a great team effort. Cantorna was actually the top scorer para sa kanilang kupunan, but I picked Russell Bayani for his great all-around effort. He did a little bit of everything here, not just scoring the basketball, but he also dominated the glass. He was able to make opportunities para sa kanyang mga teammates, and that's the reason why I awarded him Player of the Game honors para sa laro na to against Antipolo.
Bayani had 13 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 dimes in only 18 minutes of play. That was because he was in foul trouble with 3 fouls already. By halftime, he actually fouled out on this ball game eventually. But still, what a performance for the young man. A 7-point win para sa 18 under team ng Mandaluyong kontra sa Antipolo. Congratulations to them. In behalf of our courtside reporter Mikey Abueg and my partner Javi Palanya, my name is Mix Gomez, and stay tuned for more of your Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL inaugural season.